Hello again, all you Dodger diehards, and welcome to another exciting edition of Strat-O-Matic Baseball. This is Jimmy the Greek, and we are replaying the 1951 Brooklyn Dodgers season. Brooklyn Dodgers in our replay are 12-9. They are hosting the Cubs for a second game of a three-game set at Ebbets Field, and it is Wednesday, May 9th, 1951. If we take a look on the right side of the screen, we'll see that the Dodgers won the game back in 1951 by a final score of 5-4. As we scroll through the box scores, we notice Bumholtz and Pafko both picked up 2 hits for the Cubs. They had 10 as a team. And on the Dodger side of things, Duke Snider had the big game. He was 3 for 4. Didn't drive in any runs, didn't score, but he did pick up those 3 hits, as one of them was a double, and that would have been his 4th double of the season at that point. We take a look down at the pitching box score. We see that the Cubs' Johnny Schmitz exited the game after just 1 inning. He gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and then Lown, the man that came in to replace him, really struggled. He went 4 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs. He walked 5. On the other side of things for the Dodgers, Cuyk, he went 1 inning and was knocked out after 4 hits, giving up 2 earned runs. Really going along with how he's been in our replay. If you come back up here to the left-hand part of the screen and take a look at today's starters, Schmidt, not terrible numbers, 2 starts. He's given up 5 runs. But Cuyk, he's 0-3. He's made 4 appearances, all 4 in games that he started. He's given up 27 runs. 19 of them earned, and he's got an ERA at 9 in just 19 innings. So Cuyk and the Dodgers look to keep the ship rolling, as the Dodgers picked up a win yesterday thanks to a big 2-out, 2 RBI single from Duke Snider in the bottom of the 9th. They walked it off at Ebbets Field, and they're looking for a similar outcome today as we head out to Ebbets Field. As Cuyk trots out to the bump, it'll be Wayne Terwilliger to lead things off for the Cubs. First pitch on the way. It's a line out to shortstop, and we're underway with Pee Wee Reese snaring that one out of the air. As we see Randy Jackson dig in. This is Cal Abrams out in left, going to have to make a tough play. He's got an X chance. He booted one yesterday, cost the Dodgers 2 bases. He's not going to get to this one, so it's down. We'll see what happens after it hits the turf. And it's down for a single and then an E2. So 2 base error, and Jackson is going to come into third base. So Abrams lets the ball drop and then misplays it as it gets away from him, and Jackson motors around to third. So Bumholtz will step in, and 1 out, Jackson on at first. We're going to play the infield back, as we expect to score some runs today off of Schmitz. And this is Furillo out and right. He's got a chance to make it play. He's going to get to the ball. It's just a matter of where it lands. It's an F3, and it's an out. So Furillo's going to make the play, and it is not a sac fly. So there's 2 outs. Hank Sauer now steps in. And we're going to actually take a chance here and walk Sauer and Pafko to get to Fondy. Sauer and Pafko both 30 bombs in 1951, if we can avoid that here. But we'll take a chance. We'll see if we can't help Cuyk out, pitching to less power, as Fondy clearly fond of right-handed pitching. Cuyk, a lefty, pitch on the way. Line out to first. We get out of the jam. No damage done. So the gamble pays off for the Dodgers, or for us here in the top of the first. And we'll have Cal Abrams lead things off for us in the bottom of the first. Grounds out right to Fondy, 1 away. Reese strikes out. And it'll be Snider. And Snider with a 2-out single. Let's see if we can't get the jump here. He does not get the lead. We're still going to attempt to steal. And it's a 7, so Snyder going to slide in there safely. So Robinson now, a man on at second. And Robinson loses a little bit in the clutch here. He's still a 296 hitter. Pitch on the way to Robinson. That's going to be a base hit. And we're going to wave Snyder around. So the stolen base could pay off for us. As we're going to try to advance Robinson. No cutoff. Snyder scores. Robinson slides into second. And we've got a 1-0 lead. So aggressive on the base paths with the steal from Snyder and then waving him around. As Hodges now steps up. He flies to center, but we'll take a 1-0 lead into the second. Mickey Owen against Van Cuyk. Fly to left. Cuyk. Right back to the pitcher. And Johnny Schmitz flies to right. So quick work for Van Cuyk in the second. As he'll look to the offense to add to the already 1-run lead. As Furillo leads off with a double. And now Campanella. Didn't get the start yesterday, but he came in and had a huge pinch hit 2-run home run that at the time put the Dodgers in front by a run. Ultimately, that lead didn't stand, and the Dodgers had to find a way in the bottom of the ninth. So Campanella up, Furillo on second. This is Terwilliger at second base. He's a 334. Big chance here. As we see if Terwilliger can get to it. He does not get to it. So that's going to get through. So Furillo's going to advance at least one base. And he makes an error. So Furillo is going to score from second. And Campanella going to slide in to second. So he couldn't get to it, went off his glove. And into right field, Campanella busting it out of the bases gets to second. Furillo scores, and the Dodgers lead it now 2-0 as Billy Cox steps in. He grounds to the pitcher. Campanella stands at second. We're going to sack bunt Van Cuyk. And we'll stay with it. They're going to try to get Campanella, and it's a fielder's choice. Campanella out at third. So Van Cuyk on does not get a good bunt down. So Van Cuyk over at first, and Abrams turns the lineup over, and Abrams picks up a base hit. Yeah, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to try to get first and third. And Abrams advances on the throw, but Van Cuyk is gunned out, and the inning's over. But 2-0 lead for the Dodgers, headed to the third, as Van Cuyk will face the top of the Cubs lineup for the second time. And there's a leadoff single. Van Cuyk again 0 for 3 on the season, an 8.14 ERA. Came into the game at 9. And back-to-back singles, runners at first and second for Bumholtz. And now, an interesting thought here. Got to ride with Van Cuyk for a little while. A big strikeout, but it's Hank Sauer now. Sauer had a home run back in the first inning of yesterday's game. Like we said, 30 home runs on the season in 1951. So far in this replay, though, off to a slow start. He's only got 2. Strikeout for Van Cuyk, 2 away, and now it's Pafko. And we're actually going to walk Pafko, load the bases, and again playing the matchup as DeFonde does not hit left-handed pitching very well. And he strikes out. Van Cuyk works around the 2 singles. And after 2.5, Dodgers lead it 2-0. It's Pee Wee Reese now to lead off. And this is Owen out in center field. Sorry, I got caught up watching the X chart results. I'm sorry, he's catching. Still got caught up with the chart results. Owen going to make the play, pop out to the catcher, 1 away. And Snyder. This is Terwilliger over at second. already made one error. Ball got through, and then he fumbled around with it. This time, though, it looks like he's going to make... No, he doesn't. He gets to the baseball, but it goes between his legs. One base error from Terwilliger. And that's the second Cubs error, both from the second baseman. So it'll be Snyder on at second. Robinson up. Snyder's running. No throw. He takes second standing up. And now it's Jackie Robinson with one out. We'll swing away with Robinson. Base hit for Robinson. Of course, we're going to wave Snyder around. We're ultra aggressive. Throws coming home. We're going to try to advance. Robinson not cut off. Play at the plate. Snyder's in there. Robinson at second. Another RBI for Jackie Robinson. Another run for the Dodgers. 3-0. One away for Hodges. Hodges singles and Robinson scores from second. And the Dodgers starting to pile it on here early. Hodges going to look to steal. He's running, and he gets thrown out as Owen from behind the plate with that +1 arm tosses it out to Cuyk, and Cuyk puts the tag down on Hodges. Close play, but Hodges is gunned out, 2 away. As Ferrillo now digs in, and he flies to left, inning over. Dodgers lead it 4-0 as we see a leadoff ground out to the shortstop as Owen grounds out to Reese, 1 away. And now it's Cuyk who hits a hot shot to Billy Cox over at third. And now it's Johnny Schmitz. Can he help his cause? He scorches one at Robinson. But the sure-handed Robinson, can he make the play? He gets to it. And Schmitz is retired 6-3. Inning over. After 3.5, it's 4-0. As Campanella steps in. And this is Cuyk over at second. Rangy, but not always the best thrower. Can Cuyk get to it and make a good throw over to Fondy to get Campanella? He does get to the baseball. And it's all about the throw. This time it's in time and on the money. Campanella retired 6-3, 1 away. And Billy Cox now, the 8-hitter in the Dodger lineup, flies to right. That's Bumholtz out there. And now it's Cuyk looking to help his cause. He's got a 4-0 lead, but that is in no way safe with Cuyk on the bump. He pops out to Terwilliger at second, inning over. We head to the top of the 5th. Dodgers lead at 4-0 as Terwilliger now steps in. Grounds to third. Cox, easy play to Hodges, 1 away. And it's Jackson. He hits a single back through the box. So Jackson stands on at first. 65%. That's stealing. He's an asterisk. We will not hold him. They will not try to get the jump. That's a 3-6-3 double play. Hodges-Reese back to Hodges. Inning over, and Cuyk has thrown up zeros through 5. As Abrams now, his third at bat. Flies to center. Pafko an easy play, 1 away. Reese lines to second. And the Duke strikes out. So Johnny Schmitz, after a rough first 3 innings, has settled in, and he's pitched a shutout in the 4th and the 5th. We head to the 6th. Brooklyn's still up by 4. And Hank Sauer leads off the inning with his 3rd home run of the season. And that's going to get some action up in the Dodger bullpen as Cuyk, as we stated in the pregame and then earlier, he came into the day's game 0-3 with a ERA at 9. He's been pretty good so far. He throws to Pafko. That's back-to-back home runs. So Bauer and Pafko were intentionally walked earlier in the game to get to Fondy. And Fondy lined out in the 1st. And then Pafko was walked in the 3rd for Fondy, and Fondy struck out. Now, Sauer and Pafko go back-to-back to lead off the 6th, and they cut the Brooklyn lead in half as we see Fondy ground out to second. So there's a reason that Sauer and Pafko were both put on base as Cuyk walks Owen, and he's now tired. So we'll see if he can at least get through the bottom of the order here as Cuyk digs in. And a pass ball by Campanella. And that moves Owen up. It's still Cuyk in the box. He pops to short. So Schmitz is up. 2 outs. Owen on at second. And this is Cuyk. A lot of errors. He will hopefully get to it. He does get to it, but lots and lots of errors over there. And he does commit one. That moves Owen up. That turns the lineup over. And that is going to lead us, and I hope Chuck Dressen back in 1951, to take a look at what he's got in the pen. As they've got the top of the lineup up. It's righty, righty, lefty, righty, righty, lefty. So we will go... Well, actually, we'll go back to the well with Clyde King. King came in and threw 2 good innings yesterday. And we'll go back with King. He's thrown 12 innings for us so far, 4.50 ERA. Struck out 4, walked 5. Pitch on the way. Line to short, he's out of the inning. Damage done, though, as the Cubs cut the lead in half with home runs from Sauer and Pafko. And after 5.5, Brooklyn 4, Chicago 2. As we see Robinson lead off in the bottom of the 6th, he pops up to Cuyk at short. 1 away for Hodges, who draws a walk. Hodges attempted a steal earlier, was gunned out. He's going to attempt to go again. And this time he's in there safely. So Hodges into scoring position with 1 out for Campanella. And Carl Furillo. It was up. And Carl Furillo hits his 7th home run of the season. And the Dodgers get the 2 runs back. As Hodges steals second, but is drove in from Carl Furillo's 7th home run of the season, and now it's Campanella. And this is Fondy over at first base. As Fondy will get to it. Pitcher's going to have to cover, though. And he does. He gets over. That's a 3-1 put out as Schmitz comes over to cover the base. There's 2 away as Billy Cox now steps in. And this is Fondy again over at first. Tough play. We'll see if he can get there or if he'll have to rely on some help. He does not. He does not get to the baseball. It gets through. And Fondy, in an effort to chase it down, trying to throw to Schmitz covering after it got through, throws it away, and that moves Cox up to second base. So Schmitz tired, Fondy an error. Cox stands on at second for Clyde King, and we're going to go to the bench, and I'd actually like to know if they're going to pull Schmitz. So let's take a look here. We'll go with taking a look down the list. We'll go with Edwards to pinch hit. Hank Edwards to pinch hit. They are going to make a pitching change. It's Bob Kelly that comes in. So Kelly, the righty, has made 1 appearance. He's given up 1 hit and 1 inning. And his offering on the way to Kelly or to Edwards is ground out to second. That's going to end the inning. And we need to go to the pen. And taking a look at what they've got coming up. Right, left, right, right, left. We'll go with Ralph Branca. So Branca's going to come in, and we're going to send Thompson out to left to take the place of Abrams to shore up the defense. And Branca's on. Jackson digs in. He's 3 for 3. All 3 singles coming off of Cuyk, and we're in the 7th, and it's a 6-2 Dodger lead. And this is Reese over at shortstop. Pretty rangy shortstop, but the arm tends to be a little bit of a problem. So Reese gets to it. Can he make the throw on the money and on time to Hodges to retire Jackson? He does. Jackson retiring for the first time today, 6-3, so one away. And it'll be Frank Bumholtz. Bumholtz draws a walk from Bronca. Not going to hold him. Sauer, though, with one swing, could make this an interesting ball game. He grounds to short, though. Reese on to Robinson, over to Hodges. Side retired on the double play as Don Thompson now steps in for his first at bat. And he grounds to second, one away. It's Pee Wee Reese. This is Bumholtz out in right field. Opportunity for Reese to get on for the first time today. Bumholtz chases it down as he camps underneath it. Pretty routine play as Reese is retired, 2 away, and Snyder now digs in. Snyder draws a walk. Naturally, we're going to try to force the issue. Snyder runs. Snyder gets to second. The throw goes into center. Pafko's got to pick it up. And in the meantime, Snyder advances to third. And now a base hit away from being scored as Robinson steps in. He's got 2 RBIs on 2 singles. And Robinson doubles. That played Snyder. And the Dodgers extend the lead to 7-2. As Hodges now strikes out. Inning over. Bronca will stay on for the 8th, and he'll face Pafko, Fondy, and Owen. As Pafko lines to short. Fondy comes up with a single. Will not hold him. And this is Robinson at second. Chance for a double play. Been the pitcher's best friend today. Dodgers have turned 2 so far. Robinson gets to it cleanly. And Robinson starts the 4-6-3 twin killing. Dodgers out of the inning again after a beautiful play by Robinson. And Bronca will probably stay on to pitch the 9th as we see Ferrillo with a base hit. He's being held. He's going to attempt to steal. He can't get the lead. It'll be Campanella. He strikes out. Cox. This is Cuyk at short. Chance for a double play. It will not be a double play. It'll be a fielder's choice of some sort. As Cuyk forces Ferrillo out at second. So Cox reaches by way of the 6 unassisted fielder's choice. As he stands on at first, Ferrillo retired. It'll be Bronco coming to bat. He will stay in the game. He will hit. Bronco strikes out. He'll come on in the 9th. 7-2 lead for the Dodgers. Bronco strikes out Cuyk. And a pinch hitter as the player manager Phil Cavaretta, is going to bring himself in to pinch hit. As Cavaretta digs in against Bronco, and he picks up a pinch hit single. And the lineup turns over as Wayne Terwilliger steps in. He strikes out, 2 away, and Jackson 3 for 4 on the day. Jackson hits a 2-run blast, makes it a 7-4 game. And immediately we're going to go right to the closer, Clem Labine, to close this thing out. As Labine comes in, he's thrown 13 innings. He's 3-0 on the season. He's got 3 saves. As Labine promptly gives up a single to Bumholtz, and now he's got to face Sauer. Hank Sauer strikes out, and that is the ball game. So the Cubs make it interesting in the 9th by plating 2 after a pinch hit single and a home run. The fun ends, though, as Bumholtz picks up a single, but Sauer is retired by way of the strikeout. Labine comes in, does not get the save, but he does finish the ball game as the Dodgers improve to 13-9 on the season. Van Cuyk picks up win number 1. He went 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned. He walked 4, struck out 3. He did lower the ERA, which is important. Johnny Schmitz on the other side of things for the Cubs takes his first loss of the season. And again, the Dodgers continue to win. They've taken their record to 4 games over 500. Again, Dodgers win this one by a final score of 7-4 and improve to 13-9. They host the Cubs tomorrow at Ebbets Field to conclude this 3-game set. And until then, so long, everybody.